Welcome to Joy of the Hang. We're your hosts, Sharon and Lauren. Thanks for joining us for another episode filled with meaningful stories, honest conversations, and maybe even a few laughs. Every Wednesday, we invite you to hang with us as we chat with incredible guests who open up about life's messy, magical journey, sharing insights, struggles, triumphs, and everything in between. Be sure to follow us on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcasts so you never miss a moment. And if you love what we're doing, tell a friend, post about it, or just shout it from the rooftops. Go on, spread the joy. And today we are joined by our guest, Vanessa Silvana. Welcome, Vanessa.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Nice to see you. She is a makeup artist extraordinaire.
Yes.
Here in Sarasota.
Thank
you. Yeah.
And if you're able to watch the video, you would notice that Sharon and I don't look the way we normally look because prior to doing the podcast, Vanessa was kind enough to do our makeup and not just do our makeup and make us look glamorous, but also give us some hints and explain some techniques.
Yes, techniques for sure.
Along the way.
Mixing.
So what would be, okay, so we're both in our 50s. So why don't you give...
Some of us are longer in their 50s than others.
Be specific.
That's a true friend right there. Mm-hmm. You all know how old I am because I've said it several times.
Yes, you have.
Yes.
Okay.
I know. I'm older than you. Thanks, Lauren. But anyway, she made me look 10 years younger. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So yeah, tell our maybe much more mature listeners some tips.
Absolutely. Well, I want to ask, how do you feel in the makeup?
I feel great.
Like, do you like you want to hurry up and go to dinner, right? You want people to see you. You want to feel like look at me and like take photos. Like immediately you went to like selfie. Like you're like, oh my gosh, I did.
Well, I would compare it a lot to the way I feel after I do a long, hot yoga class and I just feel taller. You finished doing my makeup. I saw the way my eyes looked and I immediately, my shoulders went back. I felt a little taller, a little more important. You know, it just, it makes you feel really good. And I think there is absolutely nothing wrong with that.
No, I mean, makeup, you can go very neutral and minimal. And it can go anywhere from crazy glam. It just depends what's your events in life. What are you going through? And sometimes I have ladies who are just like, they're going through a divorce or they're going through really hard times in their life. And they're like, I just don't feel beautiful. So it's where I do either their makeup or I do classes and either they can bring a friend so they feel more giddy and more excited about it. And it's just about expressing and trying to feel the inner beauty and make it come out. So, and
I love that.
Yeah. And it's just, okay, I wear purple liner. Okay. It's fun. It's funky. It makes me feel good with whatever day I have and whatever's going on because no one lives a perfect life.
Right. I mean, I often think about getting makeup done if you're doing a photo shoot or you're going to a special event. But to your point, I mean, you said something earlier that kind of struck a chord with me. You said it was similar to you spend all the money putting on the nice outfit and the nice shoes and we get dressed up and the makeup is an afterthought. And we spend a ton of money on, I do anyway, on our hair, right? But I don't think that and the makeup is the face is the first thing people see.
Correct. I mean, it could be downpouring. Like I talked earlier, it could be downpouring. Your hair could be frizzy. But if my face is flawless and it is on, I'm like, it's okay. We just put the hair back. It's okay. We're still going.
Well, let me ask you, Vanessa, because I have known you for probably, I don't know, about 3 years now. We've worked out together. We've been at parties together. We've been out on boats and bathing suits together. I don't think I've ever seen you not glammed up.
I know. Also,
does anybody?
He sees but I do. I have my moments where I have like my grocery errand makeup, right? Like I run my errands and I'm like, okay, if someone sees me. And sure enough, I will get at least, I'm like, hi, Vanessa. And it's just anywhere, Whole Foods, walking downtown, anything. So I have my like super simple. And then I have to my like, okay, I'm going boating makeup. Okay, I'm going to be outside makeup. Okay, now I'm going to represent myself because if I show up with no makeup, then who am I? Right. How am I going to let other women know how I feel in it? And is it not true when you do see me, I show up, you're like, oh my gosh, Vanessa. And it's always like, right? You're like, oh, your face is perfect. And I'm like, cause I put the time and I feel it. And I want those compliments. I want to feel that. I feel fabulous.
Well, and you're the product.
I'm the product. So I'm the face of.
Right.
I'm the face of.
But I also want to talk today about the fact or mention to our listeners that you mentioned on several occasions with all of the makeup that you had spread out on the table as you were performing miracles on Sharon and me, you had a few high-end products.
Yes.
But you also had a lot of drugstore brand products. And I think it's great for our listeners to realize that it doesn't have to be high end for it to, I mean, I look high end. I feel high end.
Well, you can have everything else high end. That's like nowadays, right? You can buy something off of, Shein and Amazon, but you still have your Gucci bag and your nice shoes and your whatever. It's how I always say this, you wear it. It doesn't wear you.
Oh, I like that. Sharon and I love little sayings on here.
Make it look hot. You are what everyone's like, oh my gosh, what is that? Oh my gosh, what are you wearing? Oh my gosh, what, you are representing.
It's the confidence.
It's the confidence. And
wow.
When you walk in that room and you have your hair, you have your dress, you have your makeup, you have it all, everyone stops and they're like, and they gravitate towards you.
I love how you say you wear it, because I have a dear friend named KP. Shout out to my girlfriend KP, and she was throwing a fantastic party, as she always did, at her home in Manhattan Beach, California, that everyone always wanted to get invited to. And I walked in and she had these super tight fitted red sequin pants on. And I said to her, my gosh, Karen, those pants make your ass look fantastic. And she looked at me, paused for a moment and said, no, Lauren, my ass makes these pants look fantastic, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's so true.
And I loved it. So I love you saying, like, you wear it.
And if you're like, oh, I don't know, sometimes people are like, oh, I don't know how I feel. And then if you constantly are so insecure about something, like, then you let people know, oh, no, don't, then it's the opposite. Everyone's like, oh, okay. Oh, and then you don't know how to like pedal back. You're like, oh, okay. When you realize someone they're not feeling themselves in whatever way it is. You're like, oh.
Okay, we have to describe Vanessa because not everybody can see you.
This is true.
We are very often listened to on audio only, but you can see this episode on YouTube if you would like to see Vanessa and our
this very colorful group.
Our glam makeup.
Well, first of all, and she is Latina, so the sex just drips and exudes from her pores. I feel a little sexier. Just sitting next to you, it makes me feel sexier.
Yes, I feel like my sleeves too are really giving me Latina vibes right here. See, like I'm like a cha-cha dancer. Okay.
So describe her, Sharon.
Well, oh gosh, thanks for leaving that to me. Thank you for these. Well, I started it. So you know what? Vanessa is stunningly gorgeous.
Thank you.
Yes, you are.
Beautiful blue-gray eyes, I would say. She has blonde hair with these streaks of hot pink.
Hot pink.
Hot fuchsia. Neon pink. Yeah, neon pink.
More neon pink.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, beautiful skin.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Natural.
Nice.
That's that Lauren had on as my mom said.
Can you roll your R's, Vanessa?
Yes, like perro.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perro.
Jealous.
You can. Oh.
She's working on it.
I'm from Maine. We didn't have to.
Okay. You didn't have a lot of Latinas over there. Okay.
I don't think there were any. I don't think I met a Latina until I went to college.
Right? It's so true. And now we're like all in.
So Vanessa, what's something, just because
the name or the drug or the name brands, right? Or no,
well, we were saying they have the less like that you can do your makeup for, all price levels, that you don't have to, your whole makeup bag for it to look really good does not have to be high-end makeup.
I do want to throw in though, I was a makeup artist for Laura Mercier for 4.5 years. So when I first started, this is before, the YouTubers, was before like TikTok, is before like everything had blown up in beauty industry as a freaking billionaire, it's wild. And all these influencers now and all these different, the range of makeup is insanely wild to how it's grown. So back then I was honored to be an artist for Laura Mercier, and I did fashion shows and really cool stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I was always get so hyped up and nervous. And I was like, and where it's, and I knew the quality of stuff. So you said drugstore, and I was like, oh, I could never, and especially
that's so crazy
into that world. And I got in. They took me down to Miami a lot and Fort Lauderdale and stuff. And I was like, oh no, I could never. Like, you don't even like. And to where now it's so, right. 12, I've been 12 plus this year. So it's like, now, I mean, like I was telling you, I'm obsessed with like the NYX color eyeliners, the way they glide, the way they stay on. I'm like, it's hard for me to find a liner to match it.
That's NYX for those of you that might say it differently or yeah.
But just like, I love me a good Morphe palette. You girls were looking at the palette. It has a few matte colors, a lot of shimmers. It's probably $30. And I think I've had that, like those palettes for 2, 3, 4 years. They don't, versus like a little tiny thing, you'll spend, like a Chanel, a 4 little quad, you'll spend $50. Mm-hmm. So I just say like, find the things that really do matter listen, I do spend my money on, like now I'm really on the Dior Glow. Like I love it. I have all the shades. Yes, it's pricier, but again, it's your face, it's the skin, it's how you feel, which is right. It's going to be more important versus eyeshadow. You can get any eyeshadow anywhere at any price point.
And you made a point to say the skin has to be moisturized beforehand. So it's really important to prepare the skin before the makeup process.
Correct. Like, I mean, you can't try to put, on dry skin or like leathery is how we call it back in the day. And it was like, you can't try to put that on there and expect it to look like the 20, 30-year-olds in the same. You can't, if you're not hydrating and taking care of your skin. And it also includes facials and doing the things to make your skin look as dewy and glowy. You can put everything on, but if you're not taking care of your skin.
So you're obviously emphasizing to our younger listeners that they need to start taking care of their skin.
There's like a lot of hype back and forth or something, or hats or something to like protect yourself. I wish I would have known that because back then brown was beautiful. And the more you laid out in the sun and the more you were bronzy, you're like, oh, immediate hot.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just like, oh, look at her. Mm-hmm. And now knowing I have melasma, I have to do laser treatments. I have to do all these creams, especially at night. And it's like, why? No, we didn't have that information to now know.
Well, regarding those treatments you might do at night, are there any little, I always say, don't be a gatekeeper. So there are so many things out there with the access to, social media, what have you. Have you found any little of these tricks to kind of work? Like you see the ones where people put their face in ice water for, 30 seconds or a minute, or they put masks in the fridge and use those. I mean, or red light therapy masks. Okay. Do you feel like all these things are good or none are good?
Okay, so funny you mentioned the red light. So that just scares me in the sense of you shouldn't be having LED lights or anything close to your eyes. And I don't feel like people talk about that. But just imagine
so even you think it's concerning for the mask that obviously has eyes cut out.
Like think about that it's still the radio, that still
gets near it. Okay.
So those are just my personal.
Okay. I guess I'm going to throw my $400 red light therapy mask in the trash.
It's just, again, but I'm not a pro at what's behind the science of it. So I just
totally get that. That's your personal opinion. But any other little tidbit, spill some tea, like any little trick you found, that helps you along the way doing your makeup, doing something with lining your lips or doing something with getting your mascara on or something with, any.
Well, I had mentioned before, like if you have a shimmer eyeshadow, to always either wet the brush or spray with like a dewy setting.
Yes, this was great. You said this earlier.
Yes. And then if you put your finger to an eyeshadow and you just take it and you swab it, it's going to have the shimmer and it'll kind of do the job, but it's not going to look as it is in the palette. And you're like, why doesn't it look the same way?
I've always wondered that.
It looks so pretty there, but why isn't it on like me? So if you just take the brush that you're going to use or your finger, because there's no right or wrong way to do makeup. That's my personal thoughts. You can take your finger, your brush, and you just wet it, either water or like a dewy spray. You put it on the shadow, lightly, of course, light, and then you're going to get more of that consistency, and it's going to stay. That's the thing too, and it's going to stay, and it's not going to crumble. The fallout. It's not going to be through your face.
I was so surprised by that today. I always thought I was just buying the wrong kind of eyeshadow, or it was cheap eyeshadow.
You can have glitter, okay? I should say shimmer. I should say shimmer. It's just not putting your whole eyelid in shimmer. It's just knowing how to do it tastefully or even maybe just in the tear duct area.
Yeah.
And not just because emphasize my wrinkles. Oh, it's like, oh, it's not it can be tasteful. Like, do you see how you feel it? You're like, no, I can wear it.
Yeah.
So you do a lot of, or have done a lot of brides with
Yes.
your business. So you got to give us a little bit of tea with the brides without mentioning any names.
Yeah,
sort of,
right.
you got to give us an idea of some horrific brides that you've done their makeup.
Okay, I will. So I will say it's not even so much the brides. I do have 2 specific bridezillas that I will never forget. I will never forget. However, I want to say momzillas, the mother of the bride.
Yeah.
Wow.
It is their day. Did you not know that? It is their day. Yeah, because not only did they have their day back then, but then I guess their mother had their day, but it's now their day because, you know, obviously the parents of the bride always pay.
Sharon and I both just did little check marks in our head because we both have daughters just being like, okay, Lauren, inside voice, just shut the fuck up and don't be that mom.
I approach it too, and don't be there's some moms who are just like constantly in my way, or like they're standing in the light, or they're kind of they're almost like judging me and doing the makeup.
Do they comment? Do they say, oh, she could use a little more?
It's like, okay, that's why I'm like, it's not finished. I'm like, you know, I bounce around. I bounce around. And also that's why I always emphasize doing a trial. So we don't have to second guess it. You have the trial.
Yeah.
And then also, you're not going to hurt my feelings. This is your day. Okay. I'm not going to make you look like me. I have pink streaks in my hair. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to make you look like me. I want you to show me your vision that you have, your dream vision you've had in your head since you were a little girl. Because we wait for this moment,
Right,
to find our prince that wants to marry us and go down the aisle, because you are the main person. Like, all eyes
are on you.
All eyes on Brian. Like, yeah, there's the groom. We need him.
Okay, so give us the skinny. Who's the horrible mother of the bride or
Okay. Well, I mean,
you said you had two horrific brides.
Okay, so like being local, like I'm not going to say place, obviously not names. I was me and my sister and I, and then there was also a hair team, and it just so happened to be raining that day, and you can't help when it's raining. So you
can't? You mean you can't control the weather, Vanessa?
Sure, you could try to pay. You have to have a plan B. You live in Florida. Like, don't expect that you're going to, I mean, it's just Florida. It doesn't matter. You could have the perfect month of the perfect day that you've been planning out for a year or 2 years or whatever, and you just have no control. So you always have to make sure. That's why you have a wedding planner. That's why you have whatever. So anyway, this day she had envisioned all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. But also she was a hassle from like the beginning. Anyway, so it was downpouring where like you could not have that wedding downstairs, that wedding outside. So anyway, she was just so nasty to the crew. Like the ladies, I think it was her maid of honor, was pouring champagne. And they're like, oh, do you want to give any to like the girls like working? Like, and when a bride asks me, I usually do it at the end. And I just do like a toast for them to kind of feel comfortable. Mm-hmm. And I'm also their go-to when they're so stressed out and they have like their mom's aunt's friend or a neighbor of somebody and or some kids, and they want to, it's like overwhelming. They already have a lot going on. They already have their mom. They already have the girls. So like they're overwhelmed. So I'm like, I'm your best friend right now.
Yeah.
Like I'm in your space. Right. And I always tell the girls, I'm like, do you need me to kick somebody out? Because I'll do it. Like I'm not biased. Like you.
Oh, I believe you. I believe you.
Like, hey girl, so listen, like she just needs her moment right now. She's overwhelmed. And they're like, oh my gosh, but it's me because they don't know me. Right. I can say whatever. Right. And that's like the same when it comes to wedding planner. It's so good. So I always have this eye to eye. So like brides and I, when it comes to their wedding day, like we lock eyes. Like we are besties until the very end. So we're like, okay, I got you, girl. So like, you need something, you let me know. Because you have your maid of honor too. But then it's also like, what's my best friend? I don't want to feel bossy. You don't want to feel bossy. I'm like, okay. So anyway, so the bride, the maid of honor was pouring drinks, blah, blah, blah. So then asked, do you want a glass? And I was like, sure, like whatever. And the bride was like, no one gets champagne or Prosecco, whatever it was. And I just remember the girls and I that like are working like hair and makeup and stuff. We like stopped and we gave she's that girl. The like, I'm
Can you imagine
every moment of everything. And then she was so frustrated that the wedding planner, I remember, came up to her and was asking like, hey, so like, as you can see the weather, like, okay, we're going to have to do plan B. Like this is going to have to go. She goes, do not talk to me. Talk to my sister. I was like, oh. just everything. Anytime anybody was like, she was just a monster. So she was literally just a bridezilla. So that was like bridezilla moment. Just rude, just so rude. And
I'd like to check back in on her and see if she was still married. No,
I think so. I actually unfollowed her because I really was so disgusted with her behavior, and the way that she had treated the people almost were like her slaves,
servants.
her servants.
Yeah,
And
I don't like that at all.
You know, like I just, here, this, get me this, get me that. It's not like, hey, can you please, hey, like, where's your manners?
Yeah.
And like, everyone's taking the time off. Everyone's paying to be here and do their thing and whatnot. Like, that just, to me, it's just so classless.
Yeah.
There's no reason for it.
No excuse for that.
No excuse for that.
Get into being a makeup artist.
So I went to college. Yeah. So I went to college. I got my marketing degree because I will be turning 40 this year. So my era was high school, go to college, work something corporate, right? Move up the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you were going to be an entrepreneur or an artist, it was like, oh, you're going to be poor.
Right.
Like that's just our mindset.
Yeah.
It just was like, oh, okay. Well, like, good luck, sweetie. You know, you're like, okay. And mom's like, I'll support you. So it's just like one of those, like, okay, I'm going to school. I don't know what I want to do. I'm with my friends and like, I have no idea. So I ended up going like business, and then marketing, which now I market myself, which all goes together. Did not know that back then. However, I hated it. I remember graduating. I would cry. I'd blame my mom. I was like, you made me do this. I hate this. And just like, but my mom is just a very, very business savvy entrepreneur. So I just was like following what I think, you know, and I just think that's unfair too. At 18, like, do you really know what you're going to do?
Nobody
with your
knows.
life? But why are we so pressured?
Even 5 years later at,
You're
you
so
know,
pressured. But you're actually
23.
pressured when you start freshman of high school and you're pressured and you're like, oh, what are you going to do? You know, and anybody's like, oh, what are you going to do? Or what's your goals? Or and you're just like, and then some people get so stuck. They're like, oh, I'm going to do what my dad does. If he's like a doctor or engineer or something, you know, and they just like follow because you're so pressured. You're like, I don't know.
And then they're miserable.
And you're miserable. So I did the marketing. I worked in the corporate, or I tried at least. Oh, I was horrible day to day. And so anyway, I tried to do that and I stuck it out for like 2 years. And I told my mom, I'm not doing this. Like, this is just not for me. Like, I'm just not. However, now marketing is completely different because we have social media.
Right.
I think Facebook was just starting and I was just finishing college, but that was social media. It was just like a platform to like chat with your college buddies and stuff. It wasn't what it is now. And like, you have groups, and like, if you need help with anything or find anybody, you can literally go, like, our local, we have Sarasota Word of Mouth. Like, you need someone to do something, boom, you jump on social media.
So
and
easy.
you have like 10 recommendations in 2 seconds. You're just like, oh my gosh, like so just social media just being different. So, like, if you're asking me how I got into it, I've always painted and I've always drawn, and art class was my favorite in school. And I always feel like I'm the eclectic art teacher, like, especially when I'm in my salon, I'm on my own space. Like, I feel like I'm the art teacher with the vests. They got all the pins, like the art pins and like the weird, you know, and like she got the cuckoo hair, and I'm like, yeah, but like prettier. Yeah, but like more tasteful, because now I know like how to do the makeup and how to match it with the hair, and like, and not be the plain Jane. You know,
you could have worked at, was it Chili's? What was the restaurant that had all of the waiters would wear all the different
you win the pins. Oh, I was horrible.
You win the pin.
You had to start the Presidentes, honey.
Okay.
I think the Chili's down off 41, I just saw it was closed. So I don't know if that's like a whole all of them or chain. I'm not sure.
I don't know. No, there's still some around. Yeah.
So I did actually, I think last year of college or in college.
Okay.
Like that. Yeah.
That's
not
funny.
Not good at it. So anyway, I just was trying to like figure out, I was like, what do I want to do? And it really was frustrating to me, because now I'm like 25 going on 26. I'm like, oh, the world, you know, my future's over, because now I'm way too old. Now I'm way too old to just start something new. That was literally my mindset. I am too old.
Isn't that crazy, thinking you're too old to start something new at 25 or 26?
Because I know I start something new every year.
You should. I think you should evolve.
I do. I actually do something different new every year.
Evolve. Be something. Yes. If you constantly keep doing the same thing and stay at the same place, like, you will always be neutral. You will never feel accomplished. You'll never be able to like get outside your box. You know, we always have like, oh, I wish I could do this. Oh, I want to do this. Oh, I can't. But if you're not making the change to do that, then you're going to be neutral, and you're going to be pretty boring and probably depressed.
Yeah, I always say growth is found outside the comfort zone.
I think so too. Yeah. So I just was like, I don't know what I want to do. And she was one of like the main girls that I was like, oh wow. And I was like, oh, okay, let me try this. Because I did all my girlfriends' makeup. when we like go to Vegas and do our trips, but like, I don't know if it was right. I just did it because I loved it. And I was like, here, have all this shadow and like, right. And put it all over your lid because that was the trend. So I was like, okay. So anyway, I just was like dabbling and getting more things and trying. And then I self-taught how to do special effects. And then I became so obsessed with it.
That I've seen what you've done, and people are going to have to go online and Google it to see, but that was self-taught.
Yes, because I got so
I'm shocked.
So, I mean, I can turn, so, okay. So then I got so good that I started competing and then I would win. And then I got so in my head, I was like, I'm going to Vegas.
Give people an idea of, a costume you did that you won.
Okay. So my now husband, I made him into a few creatures, but the ones he loves the most is Beetlejuice. He literally looks like Michael Keaton. Like, I'm not kidding. We put it back to back and people were like, oh my gosh, I can't even tell like who the difference of the two. I'm like, I know. And
I've seen the picture. It's fantastic.
Frankenstein. That was fun. He
Yeah.
loved Frankenstein. And then just some like cool, like skull, like Day of the Dead stuff. That's like very popular and whatever. But I love when people hit me up and they're like, okay, make me into, I did Edward Scissorhands, like make me in a girl version. And I was like, yeah, like that to me. I'm like, yeah, like it's such a challenge. And I'm just like, okay. And I had to think it through. I'm like, send me a picture of yourself so I can like see what I need to like make and create in shadows. So it's just art. It's just painting, but on a face. It's my canvas. So, and I don't even think I can paint as well anymore, or maybe because I don't do it as often, but painting now to me is faces. And it's an illusion. Makeup is an illusion.
So did you ever go to beauty school or?
So yes. So I did end up then going to school and then they teach you all this hair and other stuff, which is not really my forte. Like I want colors. So then when I got hired on with Laura Mercier, then they send you like really technique, like real on skin color, textures, like everything you get to know and practice on so many people. So people are like, oh, can you do, mocha? I'm like, bring it on. I can do everybody.
So where you worked for Laura Mercier, but were you working like in one of the department stores?
So I did in the beginning with Saks.
Okay.
But then it was like one of those, I'm like, no, like
I'm trying to picture you walking into the store.
I know. But no, then it was just like, no. Like I don't belong in this like little box. Like everyone knew it. But I have like this talent. Like I know that I do. I mean, everyone's like, oh, how's my makeup? I'm like, no, I'm off. I'm not. If you felt good enough to go out the door, then you are going out like that. That's what I always say. I'm like, nope, no. But I will tell you if you have like a lash hanging or you got mascara down running, like I'll be like, okay.
Or lipstick on
lipstick. Yeah. Like, those are 100%.
Yeah.
But like, do you want me to like now start doing? No. Mm-mm. We don't do that. So just like, you don't want to work when you're off hours, right? You want to go and want to have your good time and relax and whatnot. So anyway, then I just stayed. And then it was one of those, like I wanted to travel and do different states and like then be international. And when it's so competitive, it's like literally going back into high school when you're in this beauty world. It's
what does that mean? Give us some details. Like
the girls are catty, the girls are gossipy, the girls are your best friend to your face. And then they want to like, if they see you post something and then they'll share it with somebody else, if they don't think it's like, oh, well, look at so-and-so, they were supposed to be here, but you know what I mean? Like those kind of like, you gotta really watch yourself and watch where you're at with that step.
And are you competing with them to get, a TV show or get a celebrity or?
Up and more on the ladder to become like a national artist, an international artist. Like it was like, that was the thing. They don't even really have that now after like COVID and just the time frame of, I'm actually glad that I decided to go on my own because I'm like, no, I know I'm badass. I'm going to do this on my own. Yeah. I'm like, no. I know my talent. Listen, I'll probably be broke. And I was at the very beginning. I'm like, but that's okay. Because you know what? I'd rather just do me and do in my terms and my rules, and I'll grow with however I can than to keep going in and having to deal. It was a lot of the girls to having to deal with this like high school catty backstabbing atmosphere. And it's hard because, and I do know some girls that like, they work at Sephora's and they work at the Blue Mercury and they work that kind of stuff. And they're like, oh, Vanessa, because I'll have them help me on site.
Yeah. What do they tell you? Because I always go in and talk to those women. I love them.
Doing a half day and they think I'm going to the doctors, just because they want, because honestly too, like they're not making much. Like you make what you're going to $20 something an hour, you multiply that.
And then they get a percent when you walk into a Bluemercury or Sephora. Do they get
Ulta?
Do they get a percent of what they sell you?
Well, I don't really. I'm mostly like,
they must. Not at Sephora and Ulta, but I think when you walk in one of those Bluemercury places.
And my thing too, it's like I don't want to pretend to sell you and tell you something looks good. Like I don't want to have to do that and meet a quota and like constantly like, oh my gosh, am I making my numbers? Are they gonna fire me? Are they gonna like? That's awful.
Yeah,
like,
that is awful.
No, like that. I want to go in and make women feel beautiful. Whatever they have going on outside of their life, they feel beautiful. They feel like a new woman in the chair for however long it is. And then once they step out, they have to deal with their life. That's what I love.
All right, Vanessa, I'm going to ask you to dumb it down for the listener. I want you to talk to the listener out there, the woman who literally has kids running around the house and has maybe 5 minutes in the morning to get ready. And just, she still wants to look her best, but she just
and feel good.
Doesn't have the time. So give me like, I don't know, maybe 3 things. Is it mascara, lipstick, and I don't know, tell us what you can
say, and especially like keeping it really condensed. So obviously if you're skincare, do that. Then go, so depending on your skin, but tinted moisturizer, bronzer, use the bronzer on your eyelid as a shadow. So you can, keep it really fast. If you want a blush, you can do the blush. I would actually do more highlight and mascara.
So lipstick's not that.
Yeah. I mean, well now, a lot of the girls, yes. And now everyone does, they do the lip gloss a lot, and a lot of, they have the lip blushing and they have the filler and stuff that they don't really, it's not as.
So one of the things I said to you when you were doing my makeup is if I go to an Ulta or Sephora or Bluemercury or anywhere, really, even the pharmacy, it's so overwhelming because there's so many different products and it's like, where do you start? So that's a good start. So moisturizer,
tinted moisturizer for sure.
SPF.
Yes. Well, so even if you don't want to put like the lotiony SPF, like I was saying, the setting spray that has the SPF 30 on it is a great. So now you're also setting your face instead of just having to add more stuff because you're just on the go so fast, right? And
do you change your makeup by the season?
Not necessarily.
We're here in Florida, so it's the same season.
I know it's for season. I try to like perfect the humidity part. So that's where it's like Florida, so people who do travel, they're like, okay, but is my makeup going to stay? Because they know that their makeup can't stay because they are not mixing and using things properly as I know how to. So I'm like, okay, no, I'm going to make sure it stays. If I'm putting it on, it's going to be on.
Do you think if it works for you, like you're using an under eye concealer or a cover up and, it works for you, that you should just stick with that? I mean, how do you avoid the temptation? I scroll through TikTok like I know a lot of our listeners do, and I see 5 different under eye creams that tell me this is the one to use and this one is the miracle I've been waiting for. How do you keep from falling into that trap of buying them all to try and being like, no, this next one is going to be the miracle I've been waiting for and I'm going to look 10 years younger?
I know. I feel like as you grow and your skin's going to mature, you can't use the same thing you use in your 20s. You're going to try to use in your 40s and your 50s. Obviously, you have to start changing it up. And you have to know, I think having a good esthetician, at least maybe twice a year. I know it can't always be affordable to everybody, but
I just think that's really difficult these days to avoid the trap of purchasing every new product as it comes out. I mean, this is
reviews. I love to read reviews. I will take the time because I'm like, so I know what you're saying sometimes, like because the algorithm will get you.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, here's this smoothing blurs out like crazy, right? And then everything's like AI'd and you don't even know. Sometimes they get you because you don't know it's AI'd anymore. It's wild. And you're like, oh, or the one that has like the eyelid and it like keeps, the mark, and then you'll have the shadow everywhere else. So anyway, I think.
How long? Well, to that note, then let me ask you this: for the basic makeups we use that most people do, like say, let's make it really easy: a lip liner, a mascara, and a cover up that you can maybe use under your eyes and on some blemishes across your face. How long do each of those last? Like, should you get rid of your mascara after a month, or should you actually use your lip liner till it's, a nub, or should you get rid of it after a point?
No, listen, I'm all about getting full amount of your products, 100%. Even like when you have the eyebrow pencil, you know how like, there's more and you keep clicking and you're like, there is more in there. So I just dissected and I was like, if you snap it off, do you know how there's literally like half an inch left still in there? But because of the mechanism, you can't
get it out.
But you and it's actually easy. It's not like it breaks. It's actually meant to like come apart and you can just take it. Literally will come off. You can just take it and you can put it even in like in a new one. And then you have, I swear you have like 2 more weeks left of eyebrow pencil. You're like, what?
Sometimes I feel like they create these new products that way because I use a cream and I've tried, it's expensive, and I've, gave it to my husband to try and have him like sawed apart or, use a wrench to break into it just to try and get extra remnants. And they literally.
You're running around and you're trying and like it's like, oh my gosh, I don't know how much product I have left.
It's like Fort Knox. Okay, so as I said, you do a lot of makeup for brides, but I think we already mentioned you being a bride. You are technically married now.
If you can see, if you are on YouTube, it is a pink diamond custom made with a 137 rose gold diamonds around.
Beautiful. So technically you're married because you did go to the justice of the peace.
So low key. I wanted to make sure I was married before I was 40 and I used my Italy excuse. But I do need to get all that stuff done before we go to Italy.
Right. So tell people about that. You're doing a destination wedding. And I had said to you, I wanted to get a little bit of a, not poke the bear, but skinnier scoop that how difficult it is when you do a destination wedding. I mean, a lot of people, Vanessa, you have a lot of friends. So how do you navigate, asking the people that you did to, pay the money to get to where you're going in Italy? And then how do you navigate people being upset because they're not invited?
Well, to be fair, my venue only holds 60. So that's
okay. That helps
right there. And also I can't tell you how many weddings that I've gone to and I'm like, don't really talk to them. Right. Not on purpose. It's just like, it's life, or on purpose.
Right.
So I would say the difficult part was just communicating, not with my wedding planner because she's fantastic, but it's the time change.
Is your wedding planner Italian?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so she lives.
She is fabulous. And I love saying her names. Francesca Fiore.
Okay. And she is in Capri?
In Capri.
Okay.
In Italy, correct.
Okay.
Yes. My parents and I, we've traveled numerous times. If you haven't been, it's literally heaven. I'm so obsessed, but also still love America. So that's why we live here, right? But my husband has not been, but we did go to Santorini 2 years ago to a wedding and we had a blast. So I had said, I was like, oh, if we ever get married, would you be cool with like international, like something destination?
Right.
And he was like, oh my gosh, it's awesome. Yeah. And then I literally didn't really ask for any permission. I just went ahead and planned and got the wedding planner 5 days after my proposal. Literally 5 days after.
That is great. How'd you find her?
Oh, well, listen, I'm Latina, so it comes with passion and crazy. And I've already had my Pinterest. I've already been looking. I've already had people saved. If you were to look on my Instagram, you know how you have the saved little buttons? I have so many categories. Oh my gosh, it's insane. So many categories. Oh yeah. Also, I am leaving.
I'm intrigued. What other are there any categories that, like, are you wiping some off if you get like die tomorrow? Do you have a best friend showing up to wipe it?
So I had like proposals, like dream proposals, and I would just like send it to him. And I had like dream rings and I would send it to him. And then I made an album and I invited him to be into my album so he could see it on Instagram. And then he'd just be like, thumbs up.
Okay, now we need to know. Tell us about your proposal.
Oh, I told him, don't embarrass me. Do not embarrass me. I've had some friends.
But what does that mean? Like, how embarrass?
Don't propose to me in bed or like in the house or like.
Okay.
I know I have brides and I ask them like, don't do it in the middle of a restaurant. Like everyone's eating, I mean, like,
okay.
Cool, like,
okay.
cheesy.
So how did he do it?
So he got with my best friends, and my best friends told me that so one of my best friends who's also doing my videography and drone, she's a baddie in town, and she also does videography for the Ritz. So they had come up with this plan because I'm such a planner. I need all details. I'm type A. I control it all, right? So it's like really hard to get me out of the house. So she had told me that the St. Regis had hired her because they loved the videos at the Ritz to just do some like cocktails, some still shoots, some sunset photos.
Yeah.
And she was Vanessa. She goes, and it's really last minute and they want da-da-da. She's like, I was thinking like you and my other girlfriend. She's like, can you on Sunday, da-da-da-da. I was like, okay, Sundays I'm off. Like that'll work. She was okay. Just make sure your nails look nice. Right. Hello.
Oh, come on.
Because you're holding the glasses. So she's like, and make sure it's nothing too crazy.
What did you think at that point that?
It was like, I did. I was like, ooh, okay. All right. This is where I think it's going to go and whatever. And then like, we had like stopped talking about it. And I was like, okay, you guys, so like, what am I wearing? Do you want me to wear something certain? And they were just like, just keep it neutral tone. Just like, don't overwhelm because we want to focus on the cocktails.
Oh, that's believable though.
I know. So I was like, oh. And then I remember calling my best friend, Kathy, and I was like, Kathy, this sounds really weird. And I know, and you can totally tell me, like, you're honest. Like, I was like, I think I'm going to get proposed to. She goes, oh, honey, no, like, that's not like that's my phone went off and you're in a deep sleep and you just wake up and you're like, oh, my phone just went off. And I knew it. I go, oh my gosh, my sister. I knew it. I was like, oh my gosh, my sister's water broke. And we're so close and she literally lives around the corner as well. And so she goes, and so I call her back, my water broke. And so, right. So I was like, jumped out of the bed so fast. I told her, I was like, get pants on, put something on. And like 5 minutes out the door, flew over there, water everywhere. We put her in the SUV, we put towels and those whole things. Now my mom also shows up at the hospital and they're looking at each other. I don't know because my sister's obviously like in labor now.
Yeah.
And so all of this is going on. And
it's a good lesson for you and for your sister to realize at that early point that kids mess up your plans.
Oh, yes. Well, yeah, right there. There you go.
Right there you go.
Yeah. You have a plan and then there's another plan that you didn't know was yes. So all that was going down and it was wild. Like she had her epidural, then they had to give her a second epidural because the first one didn't go. No. And she didn't want me to leave the room. And I literally, when I tell you, I was like, I felt like I was having the baby with her. Like our arms didn't leave each other's side for like 5 hours. I never went to the restroom. I was so drawn in that I passed out. I like completely, and then she's now yelling at me and I'm like knocked out and they had to put me in the little bed that's laying next to it. She's like,
dear Lord.
She's like yelling at me and I'm just like, oh my God, I'm here. And I remember like trying to get back up and they don't tell you, like, you don't know what you're about to go into in this birthing stage. I didn't know. I only go by off of what you see on TV and like what, your friends say, but they don't like tell you the actual, like, I saw it all. I didn't want to see it all, but I didn't have a choice. I had to see it all. And I tell her and she's like, oh my gosh. But like, that's just a sister thing, I guess. Right. Like that's,
yes,
like but she didn't want my mom 4 kids later, Vanessa, no, I'm going to stay. I'm going to so my mom's all mad that my sister doesn't want my mom there. She wants me there. And I don't know what to do. I got no clue. But anyway, so like that all going down. And then to my sister, oh my gosh. So the baby, 6 pounds, 19 ounces. She didn't get 1 stitch. She was in labor for like 20 minutes. Her whole process was 5 hours, and I think 20 minutes.
Jesus.
So like, no, she's like the dream that you want.
Yes.
So people hate her. And I was like, you shouldn't just tell everybody that.
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't tell everybody that. So anyway, so I remember sitting at the bed and she has the baby and trying to breastfeed, right? My mom and finally we're just sitting back and I was like, Mom, can I tell you something? She goes, sure, honey. And I'm like, I really thought I was going to get proposed to today. And I remember just like having tears coming down my face. And she goes, Vanessa, please. Don't put too much pressure on Spencer. And I was like, I know, but like, it just sounded so great. It was like so perfect. And so she was like, she did good. Like my mom, Golden Globes. I was like, okay, Greta, okay.
I thought you were going to say they had to like redo it.
So all this, so I was like, so now it's like almost to 2:00. So mind you, this shoot was now, we already planned. The shoot was at 4:00.
Okay.
Cause sunset, right? All the stuff. So it's now we're 2:00. And after, mind you, really quick too, while my sister was in labor, she also made me bring her makeup bag and her eyelashes because that's important. She's like, I will deliver this baby with a full face and eyelashes. Okay. And I was like, Kelly, no, I will, and my sister's very girly and glammy because obviously me, right? And the whole thing. So we did not get makeup done. And the nurses laughed. They're like, oh, okay, sweetie, sure.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Right. They're like, okay, sure. We'll see how you feel in a little bit. Anyway, right? Like, so it's so crazy. Her eyelashes were both like coming off like this from like the whole process. So they put her on this like spongy bally thing for it to like finally you have that like last centimeter and then you can like try to push.
Right.
So they had her in this weird position. So I was like, every time she had a contraction, I was like, okay, you ready? Anytime you come up, first I had to rip off the lashes. I was like, rip off your lashes. And then you have your contraction. And then when you come back up again, I'm going to each time put on each lash. So she would have her lashes on for her delivery.
Dear Lord.
Okay, but that's how beauty we are. We're like, we are.
Okay.
You know, no, I gave her that. I was like, as you should have eyelashes coming and bringing this beautiful baby in the world. Should have eyelashes on. So anyway, so that's like our joke. So, okay, so moving forward.
Were you thinking about your eyelashes when you were giving birth 3 times?
Right? Is that even a thing?
No, I was only concerned with the health of the baby and then my vagina.
Yeah, as most people should be. Yeah, you're like, I'm not ripping.
I'm not ripping.
I know, but we're beauty psychopaths, and we're just like, and
just saying, Vanessa, thanks for asking 3 times, no rip. So
okay, so you're my sister. So you're the people who
just saying, no rips.
Oh yeah, because I have a lot of clients and brides and things that are just like, I have hear horror stories. I'm like,
yeah,
oh my gosh. And I have no children, so like I personally don't know. That's why I said,
yeah,
I feel like I gave birth with my sister through the whole thing.
Wow. That was a story.
So we're at 2:00, almost finished. So 2:00, I have my husband had to leave because he was like, I'm not. And I was like, there's no place for you here because you can only have 2 people in the room anyway. Like, it's fine. So he went all the way back home, which is 40 minutes away. We did not deliver here locally in this church. We were over at Lakewood Ranch.
Well, wait, that could be a little confusing because you just said my husband.
We got married in the courthouse. So, okay, fiance, we were still fiance until the actual wedding.
Right.
Capri in Italy, September. Okay. So my fiance went back. Well, actually boyfriend at the time because I didn't know.
That's what I'm saying.
Still boyfriend. Right.
Still boyfriend.
He went home, whatever. My mom was like, no, Spencer, go relax, sleep because we don't know how long we're going to be. So after the whole thing, I told my mom I thought I was getting, proposed to, whatever. I was like, Spencer, come get me. I need a cocktail so bad because I had just witnessed and went through the entire thing with him. So I was like, oh, no. So now he comes back and I guess they were like talking and whispering, but I don't know. I just thought they were like, we're in the hospital room. So whatever, he takes me to go back. So then my best friend who's videoing, she goes, hey girl, it's totally okay. Like if you want to cancel, like no big deal, whatever. I'm like, okay. I was like, no, I need a cocktail after what I just been through. Like, no, please get me out of here. I just went through me almost delivering the baby. I need a cocktail so bad, right?
You kind of did deliver the baby. I mean, basically, right? It's
visual. You did not prepare yourself for this. Like, honestly, I'm like, okay. So anyway, so also my best friend had stopped at the hospital right before we left. So we kind of went together and then we took my mom back to the house because she wanted just to freshen now that the baby was there. It was fine, whatever. We just were taking like a quick little break. So meanwhile, did not know. So when we get back to the house, also my boyfriend at the time, he's a Vikings fan. Vikings was playing. So he had a Vikings t-shirt on. So we went back to the house. He had the Vikings game on. He was sitting on the couch like, and then starts stretching because he's a big stretcher. So takes his yoga mat, starts stretching. And I just looked at him. I just thought to myself, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm definitely not getting proposed to. Right. Cause I was like, no, like this is such a crazy, this is just so not happening. I'm like, but I still need a freaking cocktail. So I'm going to go get a cocktail. Like this is happening. So I go get dressed. I still do the whole thing. My girlfriend's like, yeah, just meet me here, blah, blah, blah. So we go, whatever. So I'm still there. And so now we're at St. Regis and we're hanging out. We have the cocktails they bring, we're taking all different cocktails, all different photos.
And the St. Regis here, which is on Longboat.
Correct.
Might be one of the most stunningly beautiful venues.
Correct.
Yeah.
So meanwhile, I did not know that he had prearranged with the manager and to make sure he went down by, I guess, where the kitchen is. And they have a separate elevator and a separate entrance. So to be out and meet me at the pier. And I didn't even know or realize there was a pier.
I didn't either. Up until right now, I've seen all your engagement photos. I've in my mind been trying to think, really? That's the St. Regis?
Yeah. Because I forgot what hotel that was prior to what it is now. But I'm sure doesn't even come close to it. No, it's divine. So anyway, so that all went down. We went downstairs and just to get some pictures in the sand is what she was telling me. And I was like, okay. So finally, so also my best friend videographer took her shoes off. I do not take my shoes off when I have my outfit. I don't care if we're in the sand. I don't care anything. I was like, no, I'm not taking my shoes off.
That's my girl.
I am not taking my
That's my girl. Yeah.
I'm like, no, I don't care. Like I will, and I had wedges. So I was like, I don't care. So my other friend and I, we held each other tight. We both kept our shoes on. And so my face, I'm facing down into the sand because I'm like, okay, don't fall in front of all of these people that are sitting out here at the tiki. And there's also a little fire pit area, if you've seen, right? And so that was full. Like it was a packed day, beautiful sunset. I have no idea. I'm just like, don't fall. Don't fall. Don't be the girl who falls, that wants to walk through the sand in her big wedges that are like 5 inches long. I'm like, don't. So then by the time I looked up, I realized it was almost at the pier. And here he was like just standing right there in his pink tux jacket with the big bouquet. And then he just said, Vanessa Silvana, will you walk down with me? And I just was like, oh, and I just lost it. And I just started crying. And he was telling me all these great, sweet things I can't even remember anymore because I was just like hearts pounding. And then I saw the drone and I was like, and then I just knew it was happening. And then went all the way down. It was so beautiful. And it was like, marry me with the candles and all the flowers and all the things.
Did he get down on one knee?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And you could tell he was shaking. And I was just like, and I'm shaking. I was like, oh my gosh, does my hair look good? Does my makeup on? Like, does everything look good? I'm like, oh my gosh. It's just like, because that's all I think about. It's so crazy. So that's my life. And that's how I know I'm in like the right industry. Cause I'm just like, is my makeup okay? Cause I swear if it's in a video and if I have like smudged eyeliner or something, I'm going to be so mad. That's where my brain goes. Yeah. Instead of like, oh my gosh, it's the man. He's on his knees in the middle of everybody. And everyone's like everyone, I don't know if there were people hiding in the tiki. I don't know if people were hiding.
Or people who were hotel guests watching. Yeah. That is, how fun is that when you catch that? Don't you feel like you're lucky, like witnessing, like seeing a shooting star or something when you are lucky enough to be hanging out somewhere like on vacation or a hotel, you're part of it. You feel like you get a little sparkle just by watching this magic moment.
100%. And then I just saw, and then it was so wild. Then I saw my parents come down and then I saw like my best friends and they had arranged and planned this whole thing. And I was like, that's beautiful. Wait, we just had the baby. What are you doing here? Like nothing added up. Oh. I was like, we just had the baby. I was like so convinced.
Was your sister though so bummed?
She was bummed, but she was just like, and then she had messaged me. She goes, I knew you were getting married, but I wasn't going to let this baby birthing going to stop you from getting engaged. She goes, I was making sure to pop this baby out so that you could go get married. So it's a little joke that we have is like the baby is also getting married. She's my little flower girl at the wedding. So she has her passport and she's going to Italy. And I was like, that girl is going to be flying more places than anyone's, more stamps on her passport than like anybody. So she will be 10 and a half months when we have my wedding.
Okay, that's great. And so when someone gets married in Capri, are you staying in Capri for the honeymoon? Or are you gallivanting around Europe? Like, what are you doing?
Week prior, and then we're going to stay because we just want to make sure we're greeting. Everyone's flying out, so we want to make sure we're greeting people as they come and whatnot. We also have a big welcome party that we arranged. And then we have like rehearsal day and then big wedding day. Sunday, who knows? We're going to try to come back to life because the wedding is on a Saturday. So Sunday, but then Monday we leave and then we're going to just do like an Amalfi Coast, Positano, Sorrento.
Sounds horrible.
It's horrible. All those fabulous islands that all have different features to give and different,
they're all kind of different. So how many outfits will you be wearing at your wedding? Are you one of the women that will be changing like 2 or 3 times?
I don't know. So I've had also brides who are like, hey, you want to bring that second dress because you just never know what's going to happen. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so right. Because I also had a bride that she zipped up the dress and the dress ripped.
No, but I mean intentionally, where you have one outfit to get married, one outfit to be presented as Spencer's wife, and then a third to say goodbye.
I'm so extra, but this dress is the dress is by Eva Lundell, if I'm making sure I say it right, and she's international. This dress is so extravagant.
I cannot wait to see pictures.
Ridiculous that it's just like, I don't want to take it off. Oh, I really want to be in that because it's like, I feel like a princess. Like I genuinely feel like a princess. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, and just fits all in the right places. And I just feel sexy.
How long did it take you to find it? Did you?
And I was only going to have both the moms together so we could all have this experience.
Where were you? Where did you get it?
Downtown at Calvin Couture.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I love that store.
Yeah. And I just was like, because I know how extra I'm like, there's no one's going to have something like me. Like
it's a small store too. I mean, it's beautiful. I walk by it all the time and I always choose because a lot of times they'll have sort of 2 more prevalent in the window. And I always think to myself, okay, Lauren, which would you wear?
Which would you be? Yeah.
2? But yeah, they're
And then I
pretty
was
dresses.
like, oh my gosh, this is the way. And then I was like, no, I'm bummed because I want to try more dresses on. Like, you get the one time to try dresses on, and I'm so girly. I'm like, what's a bummer? Now I'm done. But I'm so happy with what like I ended up choosing, which is crazy. And they say you have something in your mind that you want,
Right.
that you're like, this is the dress.
Yeah.
And then that's not the dress you pick. That it's so different. It's not the dress that you usually, that they say, that's not the dress you end up picking.
Yeah.
I was like, no, not at all. Because my Pinterest board says a whole nother thing. And I'm like, what I picked is not, there's nothing on that like that on Pinterest. I'm like, well,
That's another other episode. We get to go through Vanessa's Pinterest and dissect all of the pictures and topics.
it's so fun.
I'm picturing you as a young girl with the Barbie head with the makeup. Did you have that?
Oh, I had everything.
Yeah.
I was so girly. Everything, like to the T, so girly. And I didn't want to get dirty. I didn't want anything. I was just always like, literally, I just was, my mom was
So
like,
you have one sister and
I have one sister, two brothers.
and two brothers.
Mhm.
Okay.
Obviously the favorite.
And your sister's a girly girl like you.
Yes, she is. She's not as girly as me, but she definitely tries. And I feel like now that we have our baby, we make her so girly and like the cutest little bows and like
Aw.
all these. Oh,
What's
it's
her
so
name?
fun.
What's your baby's name?
Ariella Silvana.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
Ariella Silvana.
That's
I know, beautiful.
Yeah, that is.
Well, we need to wrap this up.
Okay,
This is a
yes.
Very.
Hit her with it, Sharon. Hit her with it.
Here's the final question of the day. What advice would you give your younger self?
Take more care of yourself. Don't pretend like you're going to be 20 forever, which is hard to say. Like, yes, mindset and inside, but like, don't think that you're too young to start wearing SPF or wearing moisturizer. I'm not saying go full like into makeup and stuff, but start taking care of yourself. Because I didn't know what would happen down the line because I thought I was pretty forever. I'm not to say pretty forever. I'm still pretty, but I mean in the sense of like my skin's never going to change, right? My skin's never going to. Just being in that mindset, like, oh no, I don't need to do that right now. Oh, I'm good. I don't need to,
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
You're like, oh, I don't need, oh no, I'm too young for that. I mean,
we're aging every day.
Yeah. And the next thing you know, you're like, oh my gosh, this is 10 years the day that I didn't said that and I didn't do anything. And then you don't ever want to look and like, oh, why didn't I take care of myself?
Or just the amount of time I spent in college, it was more than once throwing up the next morning after having shots. It took me a lot longer than it should have to realize maybe that's not so good for you. And maybe I should stop doing shots so that I don't throw up
your skin,
the next day.
You get puffy.
Yeah.
Actually, I will say brides for the day before. I don't care how much fun you're having. I don't care the family members and everyone that's come out to see you. You are the center that everyone's looking. You are the masterpiece that's walking down the aisle. Make sure that you take the time for yourself. And if you want to go back to your hotel room around 7, 8 o'clock and you don't want to keep drinking, you don't want to follow the crowd, don't.
That's great advice.
Don't, because you know what? Nothing is worse. And I can't tell you how many times I've seen it. Brides hung over on their wedding day. And you waited your whole life for this. And to feel that no one enjoys being hungover.
It's crazy. I never, Sharon, kind of thought about that until right now. I mean, I've been hungover, you've been hungover, but I never thought about the idea of someone having to get married and walk down the aisle and have that special day and you're hungover.
All the people are there to see you and you're the center of the attraction, So it's like,
good point.
Just try not to.
That's a great point.
And while you're having your makeup done by Vanessa, don't drink too much champagne.
If someone wants to reach out to you, have their makeup done, Vanessa.
Okay, my business name. So my name is Vanessa Silvana. My business name is Loch Nessa Makeup Creations, and that has come along my 12 years because of doing special effects and everything. But now I just think it's cool because like no one has that name. Right?
Yes,
it could be like Makeup by Vanessa. And then it's like, okay, well, that could be
boring. Or that could be a gazillion Vanessa.
Right. So I am downtown Burns Court. I am off of Orange. I'm about a block and a half away from Selby Gardens. I am right catty cornered from the Fountain Pizza and Wine Bar. So I'm right there center. I'm still downtown, but I'm not on Main Street, which is great because I have a lot of parking spaces and you won't get a ticket. And so in my socials is Loch Nessa _makeup _creations.
That's on Instagram.
On Instagram.
Yeah.
Yes, TikTok and Facebook. What are we missing? I don't Twitter.
LinkedIn.
Sorry, I don't Twitter.
LinkedIn.
No, I don't LinkedIn anymore. That was
no tweets for you.
What was that?
No
I
tweets.
said no
No
tweets for
tweets,
you.
yeah. It's X.
Yeah.
It's X. That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
It's just not my thing.
that exactly shows how much the three of us tweet.
Just not. We don't. Thank you, ladies, so much for having me and glamming you up.
You are welcome.
And now we're gonna have cocktails, right?
We're going to have cocktails. Peace out.
All right. Peace out.
So good.